The phone call from beyond. After the passing of her beloved grandmother, Sarah found herself immersed in grief, struggling to come to terms with the void left by the matriarch's absence. She had been the guiding light in Sarah's life, and her loss left an irreplaceable emptiness. One quiet evening, as Sarah sat in the dimly lit living room, her phone rang. The caller ID displayed her grandmother's number, and her heart skipped a beat. Trembling, she answered the phone, her voice quivering as she spoke her grandmother's name. A familiar voice, filled with warmth and love, greeted her from the other end. It was unmistakably her grandmother's voice, but the message she brought defied the laws of the living. She spoke of an afterlife, a place of undescribable beauty and serenity, a realm beyond the comprehension of the living. Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes as her grandmother shared details of this otherworldly paradise. The words painted a picture of peace and contentment, a place where pain and suffering had no dominion. She reassured Sarah that she was no longer in pain and that her spirit had found eternal rest. But as the conversation continued, Sarah couldn't help but feel a growing unease. Her grandmother's tone shifted, her words taking on a hauntingly quality. She began to speak of things she couldn't have known in life, secrets that had been buried with her in the grave, and events that had transpired since her passing. The chilling realization struck Sarah. The voice on the other end was not of her grandmother, but something else. Something that had taken on her grandmother's form and voice to deliver a message from beyond. It was a message that defied the laws of reality, a warning that the line between the living and the dead was not as clear-cut as it seemed. Sarah hung up the phone, her heart racing and her mind consumed by a paralyzing fear. The call had left her with an unsettling truth. Her grandmother's spirit had reached out to her from the afterlife, but she had unknowingly made contact with something that dwelled in the shadowy realm between the living and the dead. The phone call from beyond was a haunting reminder that the boundaries of life and death were not absolute, and there were forces in the universe that could bridge the gap, leaving the living to grapple with an unnerving mystery of the beyond.